Hello folks, we are in the awkward place in the stream where I'm not sure if anyone's watching yet. I'm Randy Bishop and we are live from the Astraea server. I'm going to continue building Pac-Man in Minecraft. I have a giant hole behind me. We will go over there momentarily, but I wanted to start at my base because I have been tinkering with things around here and hey dog, thank you for joining the chat. I've been tinkering with things around here and it's not really showing that much. What did I do? Oh yeah, I did this. I needed to put together a little, oh geez. Oh, that's unfortunate. I needed to put together a little nether wart farm. So I decided to overdo things and put together this little monstrosity. I think it's kind of cool. When you walk past it, it kind of pops. Yeah, so I blended sweet berries and roses and stuff. It does couple as a sweet berry farm because I did need some sweet berries for my game as well. It's one of the food drops, but mainly I needed nether wart for the potions that I'm brewing on premise at Pigman or / Pac-Man in Minecraft. So anyway, I threw that together, and then I had this really cool gate entrance that I totally tore apart because I didn't like it. But it kind of looked like this green gazebo kind of entrance thing, but it looked way too messy. So I'm still debating on how I want to, before this fence was open here, it just went straight across. So I added this little walkway, and I need to have a nice, ornate, pretty entrance, and I just can't figure out. I can't figure it out. So that's where I'm at. Anyway, I think we're good. I think we're all healed up. Everything's mended up. And I think I'm going to fly over to Pigman, show you guys what's going on. The server just recently updated to 32 render distance. And I haven't monkeyed with that. Right now my render distance is set to 16. So I might crank it up here in a second just to see what happens. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. Because I usually set my render distance to 32. But I rely on the Bobby mod to actually see that far, because this short server render distance actually works really well in tandem with the Bobby mod. But yeah, right now I'm getting like 80, so you can see in the top left, 82 frames per second, 78 as it renders. I think we're kind of going opposite of what we should do, which is a shorter, limit the render distance in the server and then let people use the Bobby mod or those level of detail mods like Distant Horizons or Voxy or whatever to actually render farther distances. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Why is it holding? Hey Sam, thank you for, no. For some reason it's holding your message, Sam, in review, so I apologize. Here it is. What? Oh, that's a big hole. A big hole is inappropriate, Sam. That's what she put in chat. A big hole is inappropriate for YouTube chat, I guess. So, oh, here we go. Let me show it. All right. It is not. All right. There you go. I showed it. The buttons for show and hide did not show up initially, so I showed your message. Hey dog, hey Sam, thank you for joining the chat. Nonetheless, yes, this is a giant hole. This took actually way longer than I anticipated. I was digging this for over the weekend, or no, through the week. I built this over the weekend. Let me jump down there. But everything here, yeah, everything here I built through the weekend, you know, from a Ligmatica schematic. It's not like I'm taking photos or anything. Whoop, fell in the water. But the hole itself, yeah, this took way longer than I thought. You know, Beacon with Haste 2, it doesn't matter. It still took, I think the flashback footage, I have it at 5 or 6 hours to dig this. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I'm losing my edge. But yeah, this is Pigman. This is the bottom noodles of Pigman. So I have the note blocks, which are the sound of the game, the music of the game. And then over here is basically the collection system. Each wool line basically has a different function. So like the yellow wool is for power-ups. This magenta is for level resets. The blue, I think, is for... I can't even remember in all honesty. When I build the whole thing, I'll remember. But yeah, this is as far as I got. So basically, these are all the droppers that will be filled to the brim with iron nuggets. I think I'm going to retexture the iron nuggets so they look a little bit more like Pac-Man pellets. But yeah, they'll be filled to the brim. There's 78 of them with iron nuggets. And then all these hoppers with the smooth stone slabs are where the minecart with a hopper will ride around, refilling everything between levels. So it's essentially a closed circuit, the droppers and everything. But the most important part is I have the game like completely done. The actual game board where you play is done inside. It's completely decorated. The only thing I'm missing is powdered snow in each one of these holes, and that will align the item through the dropper and just make it look a little bit better because it cuts off the sound. It cuts off the sound. Sorry, it cuts off the light and just looks a little less hokey with all the holes and stuff like that. But I need the powdered snow most importantly, so it's each pellet when they fall it lands perfectly centered in the pressure plates. But yeah, everything's good. Everything's working. Are the minecarts still running? No, okay, they've actually parked themselves. As I build the system, there's certain lines that need to be powered and certain lines that need to not be powered. So depending on, like, for instance, this is a signal that's going down through this torch tower. And if I place this torch, then this torch will turn on, vice versa. So as you can see, like, torches are off, on. So as I was building it, certain things are turning on and off throughout the game and kind of malfunctioning, but nothing is populated. None of the droppers have anything in them right now. This is the pulse divider, so this is actually counting all the points. None of these two droppers have anything in them, so everything is safe. It doesn't matter if it runs or not. It won't hurt anything. I won't be wasting anything until I get to the top, and then I have to do the potion brewers. Then I have to make sure all the systems are reacting properly to their redstone lines and what have you, or else it just gets nonsense. Thank you, Dog, for that looks sick comment in YouTube. And Sam agreed. I really like the hanging moss in there. Oh yes. You're not talking about my noodles. You're actually talking about the game board. Yeah, let me turn on shaders really quick. So it will be darker in here because I'm currently letting light through because I'm not in an enclosed space, so the light's going through here, and I think where the player drops light is going through here too. So this is where the piglins drop, and this is where the player drops. But yeah, I'm using complementary shaders, but with shaders, I'm not sure if all shaders animate the crimson and warped stems, but with shaders on, including all the skulk. Thank you, Dog. Your shop provided all of this skulk, including all the skulk. It just really pops. I think it looks really, really cool. Looks very alien, which is the goal that I was trying to achieve. Is this like alien planet kind of thing below an 80s carcade? But yeah, thank you for the compliments. I think it does look pretty sweet. High quality skulk. It was super high quality, and I very much appreciate your pricing on it and what have you. Your calibrated skulk sensors are highway robbery, but I bought them anyways because I didn't want to have to brave going into deep dark and collecting those. So in any regard, we are off to, let me see, where are we at? So yeah, Lightmatica is coming in critical play here. I obviously would not want to recreate a game with such complex redstone functionality without Lightmatica on. And why is this? It's because it's probably the trigger, or am I actually missing a dropper? I am missing a dropper. Huh. Well, thankfully I caught that. Jeez, that would have been a nightmare. Okay, well, let's get that dropper in place. Let's do that first. So here's my 18 shulker boxes at completely disorganized chaos. But let me, actually, I think I've been organizing it as I go. So yeah, the droppers are here. So let me just grab one. Yeah, dropper and dispensers. All right, let me just grab one and pop it in there. This is the bad part about this system is that I don't really have an easy way in and out. Because as you play the game, there's really no way to get out of the game until you die. And that's by design, so. All right, where was that? Was it on this side or that side? This side, okay. Oh, see, this happens. This happens to me all the time. And then I have to actually shut off the Lightmatica and fly back out, because There's no way out. Oh, that sucked. Come on, get out of there. There we go. All right. Let's try that again. I think it's over here. Boom. Okay. Oh, I fell again. Okay, it's right there. Obvious hole. These are the worst. Placing these took probably like an hour by themselves, and I even missed one. Just hard to like aim everything, and there we go. You have to get up on the glass and everything, but now see, I'm kind of trapped, so I have to find the exit and fly out, because there's really no way to get out of the game unless I die, and I don't really feel like dying right now because I have a bunch of stuff. All right, let's go down and see. Actually, let's not go down. Let's go to the next level. So what do I need? I need a bunch of yellow wool. This is basically how I've been doing things. I need a bunch of rails, glass, copper, cyan wool, and then all my redstone bits. Okay. And then frequent trips up and down in order to get all those little things that I just tried to remember. Yeah, it's not the most efficient build process, but it is what I'm doing. All right, what else? I had a pocket full of everything, but I gave up last night, and I was like, you know what? I need to empty out my inventory and go get my elytra up to snuff and everything, because as I was building, just flying around and stuff, my elytra was actually down to the red. All right, need this, and then all the redstone-y bits. So I need a stack of this. I'll take some comparators and repeaters. Guess I'll grab the pistons. Who knows if I need them or not. I think I saw a couple hoppers over there. I also saw that I needed chests, which are somewhere around here. Makes me feel like a Neanderthal. It's all magic. With the redstone. I know it looks like crazy, and I know people, the cliche thing to say is it's rather simple, but it really is like just a bunch of tiny little systems just all connected. So most of these systems are very commonly used in most farms. Like for instance, you know, the power, what do you call it? Beacon power. So what happens actually is when you step on a pressure plate, or when you actually take a item off this pressure plate lifts, which sends a signal to this redstone. These two pistons push back and forth, which sends a signal on this line and then shoots a dispenser filled with arrows to this pressure plate, which then moves these guys back and activates the beacon power. So it's all these like little things that are just all working in tandem. So it's really not as complicated as it seems. Okay, what else? I know I can render by layer in Lightmatic and I have a display list on the screen. Thank you. What I've been doing is just like packing my inventory filled with stuff that I'm pretty sure I'm going to need on the next like 3 or 4 layers, and then running back and down. So I'm not quite as bad as I'm making it sound, but it is still a bit of a struggle. I'm trying not to do it perfectly layer at a time because I think that would require more trips. So usually I have like things that I know I'm going to need throughout all layers, like redstone dust, for instance, and repeaters and comparators and stuff like that, or glass. But the wool colors, that changes per, and you know, after you get like all the wool colors into your inventory, you end up with a full inventory. So I'm trying to like be somewhat smart about what I carry up there, but at the same time, I am trying, you know, I am making frequent trips. Okay, red wool is going to be red wool and those levers for timing. I'm a shaman. No, I'm not a shaman. And redstone torches. I need those. The hidden things are always like the buttons and stuff that I can't really see easily. Oh yeah, those two. There we go. Sorry if I'm giving everyone like a headache from opening and closing stuff so quickly, but all right, let's sleep. All right, let's get up there and start building. I'm also not ashamed to turn on Easy Place in Lightmatica. Oh yeah, the rails. Occasionally, because frankly, sometimes it's just too much of a struggle. It's going to take me forever to like maneuver myself in such a position where I can actually place something. So it's just easier. And I'm not looking for like a build award here. I'm just looking to finish this stupid game. All right, here we go. What was I doing? Rails. I have all the rails in one of these. This is the stream. It's me opening up shulkers and looking for, there it is. All right, let's do 2 of these, 1 of these. I know I need 1 of those. I don't think I'll need an activator. Yes, I will need an activator. Whatever. That's all I need. Let's get to placing. All right. I don't blame you on the easy place. I try not to, but sometimes you've just got to for your own sanity, for sure. It's just such a struggle, especially for stuff like this where I'm like in a 1-block hole trying to place like some piece of glass, and it's just, I'm like, forget it. I just need to do an easy place. These I'll be able to place fairly easily without easy place, obviously. Whoop. Actually, even that, like, that would have been prevented. Me opening up the hopper if I had easy place, but that's fine. Here we go, and placing. These rails aren't going to be as hard as the rails to pick up everything. The rails to pick up everything, let me show you really quick, are like side by side. These were so difficult because, you know, rails want to always connect and everything. I found the easiest way is to actually follow the path of the minecart. So you just go here and then you can turn before, you know, placing the rows. I started by placing the rows, and then that ended up creating more of a headache than it was worth. Yeah, actually, I'm just going to shift through this. That'll make it a little easier. That's the type of stuff, like you place a redstone bit, and then all of a sudden you'll hear like the intro music play or something. It's like, what? Whoops. It's very funny. Oh, no, that's not there yet. Shulker ASMR. This is a chill stream, if I've ever heard of one. Not sure how far I'm going to be able to get. I stream usually for just under 2 hours, and based on how long it took me, it's got to be sitting on a powered rail, right? Yeah. All right, let's pick up a powered rail over here. This needs to be, okay, I'll just leave it like that for right now. Yeah, because I need to, this activator rail reverses the direction. So this is where the minecart picks up all the dropped iron nuggets, and then it sits there, fills up with a hopper above it, and then as it takes off, this will actually swap to this direction. So it starts in this direction, then swaps to this direction. So it's actually a really smart, like, little circuit that I came up with. If you guys don't mind me saying so, a little brag, but I think it works pretty well. You're hyper-focused on placing copper golem statues around my build. It feels kind of bad, but you have to let the little dudes decay in order to get a statue. So they just walk around aimlessly without a job, and then they freeze at some point. That's funny. I have not even placed one yet. I haven't created one. I'm going to move to that after Pac-Man's done. I'm gonna move to my storage system. Really? I'm already out? I should have just grabbed all of them. all the rails is what I'm saying. Because I think this is the last thing that needs rails, so I think I'm gonna probably use all of them. Okay, where was I? I don't even know. Over here, turn this corner, turn this corner. Okay, well this is good, as good a spot as any to continue on. Oh, not connected. Made a wool farm just to have copper golems nearby. They're adorable. Yeah, I do have to toot my own horn, for sure. I think they are adorable. I've been watching Hermitcraft Season 11, and most hermits have been playing around with copper golems to some degree. Not everyone as much as Exuma, but they are like super cute. I do want, like, Cub just released a video I think today, and he created a storage system that basically locks, kind of like what I was saying in my last stream last week. It locks the golem into a 1x1 container behind his chests. So it's essentially, like a filter, like an impulse, SV filter system, but with a golem. And it's like, it's cool and all, but it just feels so wrong. Feels like, see, I'm just gonna do that just to place one. Feels like you're losing the movement, and at that point you might as well just do a redstone filter system, And it does, I mean, I guess it saves a little bit of space, but by the time he gets his transfer chests and everything going, it's like, I don't know how much space he's actually saving. But, everybody's got to play around with them, see if they can come up with cool ideas and stuff. I really want to use them in my storage facility as kind of Mojang intended, so to speak, where they're just straight up being... All right, I didn't grab those, darn it. Did I really not? Oh, why did I grab oak stairs? You dummy. Where they're actually wandering around my base and stuff. That's how I want to do them, if it's possible. I mean, I might have to fence them into certain areas, obviously, because they can only, check 10 chests and all that good stuff, but I want to do something where they're out in the open. And I've not seen really anyone fully do that. Usually when you start hammering on them, they end up behind your chest in a tiny little space. Okay, everybody's probably seen these jungle stairs and, ooh, an empty shulker. And slabs a million times, and I have not seen them yet. Okay, there's the jungle slab. Where's the stair? Not there. Not there. All right, let's calmly look. Oh, here they are. All right, let me put the oak in here then, because that's next to the oak shelf. All right. All my little walkways are jungle because I have a crazy surplus of jungle wood from cutting down a crazy bit of jungle trees in my base. All right, let's boom, boom, boom. Do I have easy place? Turn it off. It's irritating. All right. Oh, you have a... Yeah, I saw your build, Sam. Sam commented that she has a ton of jungle wood as well because of her most recent build. That thing looks massive. Even on the dynamic map, it just looks absolutely crazy how large that thing is. Yeah, that's my activator rail. Let me turn this off. Do I just have a... Yeah, I think I just have a powered under here. That would make sense. This is the system that ejects the piglins into the game. All right, let's did I not grab glass either? Whatever. All right, let's do that and let's grab some glass. And sleep. I think it might be bigger than the cliff at my base, so I had to put it across the river. It looks, I mean, just based on, again, on the dynamic map, it looks almost as big as some people's entire areas. Their base-like areas, so it is pretty big. What is the purpose of the build? Are you not disclosing that, or is it like, which, if you're not, that's fine. I don't need to pry or anything. Unless I missed it and you did disclose what the purpose behind it was. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just a sweet aesthetic build. Okay, so it's just not just, I don't want to be like dismissive or anything, but it's an aesthetic thing. Why do I have a glass in that corner? I don't know, whatever, I'll leave it. All right, easy mode, because I do not want to have to do helper blocks. For that placement, I think we're good here. Obviously this, hopefully I can place this water without washing away these rails, but now that I have this all surrounded, there's no real risk. So let me get a couple buckets and place that. Water here and water there. That's the nightmare, is I kind of rage quit on Sunday or Saturday because I placed water here. Where is it? Here. And trying to waterlog this, and it went on top of it, which of course it will. Of course it'll go on top of it. I should need to place the water first and then place the calibrated skulk sensor in the water to waterlog it. But like a fool, I put it on and then it just washed away. This is mainly the music stuff. Washed away like all the repeaters, all the torches, all the redstone here and over here. And it was like, okay, I need to quit. So I'm very hyper conscious about water now. It's like the worst thing. Water sucks. But this is enclosed, so this should be fine. And there's nothing, if the water even gets below, it's not gonna hurt anything. But I'm pretty sure the rails will hold back. There was a point in time where the rails would not do that, but the rails will do that. Yep, perfect. That's it. Actually, I need two more because I probably need to do, oops, over there and over here. There's water, but I need to place those blocks first. All right, let me place my buckets back. And keep on going. Seems like I placed these rails really quickly. Is that literally all of them? I think that's all of them. That's amazing. That was so fast. Actually, except for that one right in the corner over here. No, that's it. That is it. That is all of them. I need the smooth stone. I forgot about that. And I forgot the chest. Did get and I forgot purple wool. I forgot everything. All right, whatever. Can't get back there. Anything that I did not forget that I can place right now. Pink. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Nope, forgot the blue wool. And I do not have orange wool. So purple, cyan have. Purple, orange, and blue. All right. And the copper bits, I think I got the copper bits though. Cool. All right, and this side, did I grab? Yeah, plenty of redstone. Oh, that sucked. Gotta be quick on the reflexes. Falling through the redstone bits is a common occurrence. Come on, that's it. There we go. This is the little scoring thing, 2 different layers of hoppers that are being read by comparators into redstone lamps. That's how that works. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty simple. Okay, let me go grab purple wool. And what else did I need? What else did I need? Purple. Oh my gosh. Get up there. Pink is good. Blue and orange. I think I needed something else, but yeah, just purple, blue, and orange. All right. Might just grab all the wool colors just so I have them ready to go. Yeah, I'll just grab them all. These wool lines are coming to an end very soon, since they don't really go much higher than what I have going on right here. And over there, I think I had more color. Wool. Yes, right here. Place that, but I need the chest. All these red lines signify power going into the rails. So I have a ton of that stuff all over the place. Those are going to be the little things that I end up missing. I can guarantee you. When I first turn on this game, it'll be like, why is this not working? Why is that not working? It's because I forgot a lever somewhere, like over there. Get under there. There it is. That powers that rail line. What else I got? Or way over there. And that should be those 2 lines powered. The yellow is dropping the potions off into these little drop stations. The yellow wool has rails on top of it. Will soon have rails on top of it. All these smooth stone and this is dropping the iron nuggets back in. So essentially I have 2 different rail lines running in tandem. Water in 2 spots, glass over here, and this layer may be done. All right, water in 2 spots. Oh, a chest and smooth stone. All right, let's do that. Oh, that was funny. Finished eating and I opened the chest. Okay. Where did I put the smooth stone? I know I put it together. Actually, I have a whole stone chest. That's where I put it. Right? Yes. Boom, okay. All right, let's leave the slabs here and let's grab those chests. Where did I put those? Here we go. All right. And then these guys here and here. I think that's that row except for the buckets for the water. I like to just shut off Light Magica to see if there's anything that's jumping out at me. It's like, no, that's completely wrong. But I think that should be it. Most of these circuits are resilient enough where even if I did forget something, it's not going to totally break the game or anything. It's just going to not function. All right, what can I start placing back? Let's place the pistons back. I don't really need those right now. Let's grab more redstone. That's the rest of the repeaters and the comparators. I don't need 2 things of jungle wood. So I'm going to definitely lose those slabs because I just placed them into my redstone. So let's move those somewhere else. Let's just put them over here. Some wood stuff in there. Sure, why not? All right, let me grab those 2 buckets of water. And 2 buckets of water. The dangerous part. Trying to be very safety conscious when it comes to water. I'm like thinking a million times over, okay, is this safe? Can I place this here safely? So I shouldn't even have that in my hand right now. Just an errant right click and just wash everything away. There we go. We're good. Another safe placement of water. All right, next layer. Rails and all. The rails will stop the water, actually. They changed that mechanic a little while ago. Where they hold it back. Maybe there's still a way to wash away the rails? I'm not sure how, though. Okay, sorry, you had another comment there, dog. This will date my age, but when you go into free cam and look down on the noodles, it reminds me of a Sim City classic map. I could see that. I could see that. I think there's a certain beauty. Like, a couple live streams ago, I posted an image of all the noodles, just kind of standalone. I think it was like episode 3 or 4 of my little series here of building Pac-Man in Minecraft, and I think they look pretty sweet, but I'm not sure if everyone agrees with me on that. But yeah, I think the whole thing looks pretty cool. Looks like a circuit board or something. Whoops. Oh, that's what you meant with rails and all, not washing away. That's what you meant. Sorry about that. We're easy moding it here. Because I got nothing to prove. Alright. Here we go. Oh, I had it too. I had it. I was so perfect. Actually, I could reach there. Yeah. That's that. Okay, cool. These are gonna be, these will probably be best just to do, not like that. What I was commenting on is these will probably be best just to do without easy mode. Because then I can turn that on and off. Not that one. That one's floating in Nowheresville. Let's place it. Oh. See, I missed a lever. I knew I was gonna miss a lever. I missed a bunch of levers. Levers. There we go. Those are to actually power the minecart that kicks the piglins out. I should place those minecarts too before I forget, because that'll end up being painful to get inside this little system. Whoa. What did I just place? What did I place? I heard it place a lever. Oh, right here. It popped off. Oh, must have placed it like in the water. All right, whatever. Yeah, I gotta place that minecart really quick. Let me go grab it. Actually, I don't have a regular minecart. I only made the minecart hoppers. All right, so I'm gonna have to grab a regular minecart and go back over the base. I have plenty of them. Oops, turn on. All right. Boom. Whoops. Boom, boom. Neo. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I think I have all the power. Nope, over there. A few more. What's this piston? Yeah, see, now I need the pistons. Now I need the pistons. Do I not have? Oh yeah, I do. Okay. That needs to go straight down. All right, I'll start with that one. Start. Sure, do it in survival, Randy. It'll be great. It'll be really fun. All right, there we go. Why can't I place that? Oh, because I have easy place on. There we go. Sometimes easy place just gets in the way. And for those not in the know, easy place is a Lightmatica feature where essentially it automatically puts the block that you are placing into your inventory and then places it without any sort of helper blocks. Like if you're building like in midair, you know, you just have a block floating in midair. It'll just allow you to place that. So it's a little cheaty, but at the same time, all it's really doing is just saving you time by, you know, scaffolding up and placing all those helper blocks for placement and what have you. So sometimes it just saves, well, not sometimes, oftentimes it saves a lot of time and effort because you're in a squeezed little area and here's the risk too. So if I start using helper blocks all over the place and breaking those helper blocks are going to be picked up by these hoppers, which will then funnel into the system. And then I'll have to go all around in all these droppers and make sure that there's no errant, like weird helper blocks like resin or scaffolding or whatever, or dirt in, which, you know, is super time consuming. So it's not just the sake of like, I'm trying to be lazy here. I'm trying to make sure that when I actually populate all these droppers with iron, I'm not gonna have to clear a bunch of things out, and then I might have like one weird thing in the system which is gonna break everything. So I'm using it for a good purpose as far as I'm concerned, because that will be a struggle. It's gonna be a struggle if I have like one wrong thing somewhere that it's not supposed to be. It'll be a weird game experience, or the game might just not even function properly. It's pretty resilient to stuff like that, but it's not 100%, especially for like unexpected weird things like the errant, you know, dirt block or something like that. All right, what am I doing? Right here. Actually, I gotta place Okay, I need one spare rail to get this rail up here. Good. I like the rails on an angle because that kind of gives the minecarts a little boost. Perfect. So when this guy's up here, it'll, when it activates it, that downward slope will give it a little jump start. Makes things a little bit more fault tolerant when you're dependent on minecarts running around in different spots. I need my pistons. All right. Place it against that torch, hopefully. Yep, perfect. All right, and then it's already working. All right. So when this minecart fills up with nuggets, it will continue on putting those nuggets back into place into all these droppers. Thanks, dog. Have a good rest of your, well, your work day is probably just starting, so have a good work day, I should say. All right, what are we on to? Copper, I already have those, so I should be able to just fly over. I was so close. I was so close. Whatever. Thank you, whoever's sleeping. Thank you very much. See, over here it's safe to put scaffolding up because over here there's no droppers or there's no hoppers that are going to pick up anything and distribute into a into a system that will mess up everything. And I think that's as high as the level counter circuit goes, so I think all I have left. Okay, so we got a torch over there, which is pretty critical. And some wool over here, which is also fairly critical. All right, let's go over there. With these wool, I'm doing easy mode. Hear that click? It's because things were turning on. Ooh, I got a bunch of levers that I have to place. Again, all this is just to power the actual rails that are beneath. See, that's what makes me nervous. So I gotta break this block without it falling into those hoppers. Got it, okay. All right, and then I need some skulk to replace that. Do I have all the levers? Okay, I do have a redstone torch over there. And this guy actually sits there, so that's one minecart. I gotta grab that minecart back from the base. All right, let me do a quick sweep around and make sure everything has levers. These guys do. These guys do. Except for the skulk, which I need to place. So I think I'm pretty good with all the rails being powered. I'm actually just looking at the, okay, right here, yep. I'm just looking at the rails themselves to make sure that they're actually activated. These should just stay on all the time. Unless I'm fixing something in the system, then I, explicitly turn them off. So they do have a lever attached to them. Anyway, I think that's it for this row. Let me grab 2 buckets of water and some skulk. I think I had all the skulk in one spot. Yes, I did. Do I have room for 2 buckets of water? Yes, sure I do. All right, back up to the glass. So this glass right here, this is what lifts all items in the game. Sorry, not all items. Well, actually, no, it does. Yeah, it lifts all items into the game into those hoppers right here. And those hoppers will then distribute all those items into these chests. So even if you went in with your full armor and full weaponry and everything and ended up, dying, everything will be recovered in the system. However, iron is separated through an item filter, which I'm about to build. I'm pretty much standing where the item filter is. I'm standing on the item filter, actually. Yeah, right here is in the item filter. So at this point, at the end of the game, iron nuggets are separated and then put into these guys, which obviously is fairly critical. Okay, let me put this over here. Yeah, if you went into the game with iron nuggets, actually, it wouldn't hurt anything. There's just only one iron nugget's gonna drop out of these droppers per level, so it's just gonna steal your iron nuggets. It's gonna put it into the system, but having a surplus of iron nuggets is fine. I'm not like overflowing the system or even close, so that's totally cool too. All right, let me fly over here and then grab a minecart. Yeah, this 32 render distance, guys, is it's it's hitting the frame rates pretty hard. Pretty hard. Alright, let's get one minecart. Bring it back over. I forgot to start my flashback recording. Alright, no big deal. I only did like 2 layers, so let's get it recording when I go over here. I knew I was gonna forget to. When I start streaming, like my brain just does not work anymore. Alright. Let's start the flashback recording. Okay. Minecart's in place. Are you kidding me? It's like skipped right out of it. Alright, I don't think I can... Can I get up here like this? No. Alright, let me just place some scaffolding then. Alright. So that's just going to continually go because I need to power down the circuit, but won't hurt anything. That's fine. Alright, and then easy place, let's just get these out of the way. Yeah, I've allocated, I think I have quite a bit of memory dedicated to the game sim. I think 8 gigs or something like that. I have quite a bit dedicated to it, but I mean, it's fine as long as I'm staying still. It's just when I'm loading new things. So like right now, 111, even though I was consistently getting 120, but I am streaming, so that obviously takes work for my video card as well, so whatever, I'm not complaining. I do think it's opposite of what like the Bobby mod provides, you know, because the Bobby mod provides you to have a lower render distance on the server and then have a higher render distance in your settings as a client side, and then you'll be able to see, you know, after you load those chunks and stuff. So, but it's fine, whatever. If we want as a collective to have 32 render distance on the server, then have 32 render distance on the server, whatever. No big deal to me. Alright. I think I got everything for this layer. This layer is an easy layer. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, let me throw my rockets. Oh, this is gonna be a blind landing. Oh, phew. Jeez. Alright, I'm on something, so hopefully I can place this. Nope. What am I on? Wow, I'm like right on the edge. Okay, here we go. There we go. Alright. So this is a barrier between where that minecart I just placed is running, is where all the piglins kind of enter the system. And those piglins once in a while will have some entity cramming issues, which when a player takes damage, or sorry, when anything takes damage, when a mob or player takes damage, it can activate the game, because that's how you start the game, is by smacking a piglin. So I needed to block those signals from entering the calibrated skulk sensor, which is going to be above me. So that's why I have all this pink wool. Anything pink signifies basically that's where the piglins are moving. So the piglins drop down this from a nether portal that's going to be right in front of me, and this. And when they entity cram, they typically entity cram right here, like right on the edge here, which the wool blocks from getting up. So that's the reason I have this giant wool stuff. I also, the entire game is built into this like storefront, and the floor of the entire game is, or the, maybe not the game, the entrance to the game, I should say. The floor to the entire entrance of the game is wool as well. So I'm trying to prevent players from accidentally activating the game by smacking each other around. I don't even know what this circuit's for. I can't remember. Oh, this is the pulse divider. Part of? No, this is the, yeah, this is filling the mine carts with potions. There we go. Thank you, Echo, for joining the stream. Yeah, I do think it's pretty cool. I don't think that jump was pretty cool. But I think the game's pretty cool. Ooh, that was quite a little lag jump right there. Get over there. Got them all? Got them all. Always playing these like crazy games of parkour, basically, to get from one circuit to the other. Place it. All right. Oh, saved it. Did that not? Okay. I was like, that's about to activate. Hey, Skulk, thank you for joining the chat. Also, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate it. Oh, that was horrible. That was embarrassing. I can't believe I just did that. All right. There we go. And boom. All right. Cool. This is one of the easiest layers so far, which I very much appreciate, because I had some brutal layers earlier, and I mainly built all the noodles on over the weekend, and some of these layers were just absolutely horrendous. Which way are you going? You're going into that comparator, because this is your classic item filter. See, now when I pick this up, these guys are going to pick it up, and then they're going to put it into that minecart. That's... Oh, nope. I actually managed to grab it. That's awesome. All right, let me shut off the schematic so I can place this. There we go. That's not necessary in an item filter. I just feel better. It just feels better to like be pointing at the comparator. It's completely unnecessary as far as the functionality, the redstone functionality. All right, so all I need is a barrel and 2 buckets of water once again. All right, I don't know where that barrel is. I think it's the only barrel in the build, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be my onesie-twosie box, which is over here, but it's not. Great, It's not. Maybe I'm using more than one barrel. Could have swore I was only using one. You guys probably saw it and you're like screaming at chat right now. Where are fucking barrel? Come on. There it is. I did. Wow, I used 3 barrels in this build? What do we use the barrels for? I don't even know. Oh yeah, I use the barrels for the potion. Yeah, duh. Because I like the fact that they're a full block and you can connect a comparator to them, all that good stuff. I mean, you can do that with a chest too, but... whatever. Whatever. That's what I like. Okay, I think that's it, except for the 2 buckets. Yeah, I think that's it. Shulker opened that way. Yeah. You guys love it. You love those sounds, I know it. Don't deny it. Up we go. This water column lifts players into the viewing area to let everyone know what these things are. And that one, again, is an item one, so it's used to basically get everything out of the game, every item at the end of a level, or at death, rather. The end of the level it does not clear out. Okay, another layer. Let's see what kind of stuff I'm looking at here. I have this off so when the song does actually kick in, it doesn't keep on playing on a loop. So I have custom music, and that's the circuits over here. That was the last thing I built. I actually didn't even do this on stream, so no one really knows anything about these. Even people who followed other streams and everything, but they play on a loop. So I activated it when I was initially building. It was just like, okay, this is driving me crazy. It's just like playing for an hour straight. All right, I think I have everything except for the blue ice. I need to go grab some blue ice. All right, let me grab that. There's the shulker wave file. I remember putting this away. Yeah, I put it away in the first one. Of course I did. I am going to keep the song a surprise unless it accidentally activates. Actually, no, there's no way for it to accidentally activate. That's why I removed that redstone dust. So I'm going to keep it a surprise. The intro music, though, may accidentally activate. So let me just stop that from happening right now. No accidental activations. Let's remove that. That way nothing will accidentally activate. So yes, music is going to be a surprise. There's a few little things that I'm trying to leave as a surprise. The build that one will enter, I want to leave as a surprise. So like the building that this entire game will be below, and the music. Thought that would be kind of cool. Some level of surprise at least. I mean, I do play the Pac-Man jingle at the start, so that won't be necessarily a surprise or anything. I mean, it is Pac-Man in Minecraft, so keep it a secret, keep it safe, exactly. But after the jingle, then there's actual original music that I wrote that kind of fits with the jingle a little bit, I guess. I don't know, maybe not. I'll let everybody have their opinion on that. Oh, did I just grab one barrel? What a fool I am. All right, let's just grab the 2 because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to place the next barrel very soon. Boom. Okay, that's that circuit. So this is part of a potion brewer. I think this is the power-up potions, which is potions of healing, obviously. And then I have potions of harming for the guy that you punch to get started so he doesn't die. Because obviously as you're playing the game, there's a risk of him dying, so I needed to heal him in between each level, or in between each game rather. So I brew the potions right on premise. These are gonna be a pain to place. They were even a pain in survival, or in creative, so I'm sure they're really gonna be a pain. Alright, that is placed. Come on, place it. Place it. That should shut off the minecart. Yep, there we go. Cool, cool. Alright. Let's move over here. Whoa! That's the funny thing about Lightmatic is the blue outline. I totally fall all the time on blue, like wool or blue ice and stuff like that, because I think it's actually a solid block. All right. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there, folks. What is this for? I can't even remember what orange is for. Until all systems are connected. I'm like, why did I use orange? I think it has something to do with a level reset. I think. Why would that be over here though? Oh yeah, that's to breed a piglin, or send a piglin down, I think, after every level reset, I think. It's almost like I didn't build this game or something. Jeez. Alright, and the glass over there. Okay, over there in general, I need to do a bunch of stuff. Okay. Thank you. Alright. God, elytra is like so beneficial. What? Why did you point that way? You stupid. And this is totally gonna drop in there. Yep. Yeah, there. Get over there. And Sam, I fall through stuff when I have Lightmatic up and the block doesn't even have to be blue. I do that too. Freely admit, I do that too. But especially when the block is blue, it's like a very tricky little thing. Like blue ice, I mean, you can't even tell if it's placed. Actually, when it gets dark outside, that's the easier way, because the blocks that haven't been placed will glow really brightly. I kind of depend on that. Build a little faster when oh, I missed it. Build a little faster when the sun is going down. I think that's it, except for the 2 water buckets again. And for those just joining the stream, the reason I am delayed on placing these water buckets is because water is the enemy of redstone. So I just want to make sure all blocks are placed before I even carry a bucket of water up here. Because I've washed away the redstone numerous times in both the creative world and one time as I was building in survival right here on Astraea, so I need to be careful with the water. Long story short. And my inventory's full. What can I put away? Why do I have so many rails? Thought I've already placed all the rails that I need. As soon as I put them away, then I'll need more. I'll need them again. I'm gonna put them in my redstone stuff though. I know I'm gonna, obviously, I wouldn't be off by that significant of a count of rails, so I know I'm gonna need more. Oh, the rail, the 3D rail. Yeah, that's vanilla tweaks. When the rails pop up a little bit. like have a 3D. I have the thing for 3D rails, 3D trapdoors, and 3D ladders, stuff like that. I really like it as opposed to the flat texture, like when things pop up a little bit. So yeah, they just have a little bit of a depth. It's a pretty sweet little vanilla tweak. All right, over here. I lost my momentum. I thought I was gonna be able to do it. Nope. All right, fine. I'll waste a rocket. Let me put my buckets back. Oh, all right, all 16. Okay, next. See what I have to deal with. The slow, meticulous build. All right. Doesn't look too bad. A lot of wool, a lot of circuits kind of terminating. And a brewing, ooh, yep, that's my brewer. So I need to grab a brewing stand, a couple observers. Let's see if I can fit that in my inventory. And the brewing stand should probably be one of these onesie twosies, I think. Unless it's gonna be up here again. I think it's only 2, yeah, I have 2 of them. Yeah, Sumi? Sumi just joined. What's up, Charlie's? What's up with the Charles thing? I don't get it. Guys, I feel like I like inside jokes. I hope to be part of them one time. Oh, Michael Scott. Oh, Bird, I personally find an odd appeal in the low quality of some of the vanilla textures, and I'm not quite sure why. No, I totally get that, for sure. I totally get it. There's something about, like, the little pop of, like, the 3D, like, because there's still, you know, it's still, like, the same texture, essentially. It's just the model that's changed. I don't know, I just really like, I think it still looks very Minecraft-y. I just really like it. Especially when they start adding, like, these more detailed things into the game, like, you know, like the workstations and stuff like that, or even classic things like the lever, you know, has a little bit more of a, like, could you imagine if this was just like a flat thing that you just like interacted with, as opposed to having like, you know, the lever texture? I think it kind of fits into that mindset. Well, everybody knows what this is. Everybody should, if you're students of the history of Minecraft. Except for please. Okay. Yes. 2 hoppers facing into each other, comparators reaching out. Maybe you don't recognize it yet, but you will when I put the next layer on. What's my, no, your inside joke. You guys are the ones with the inside jokes. You keep on calling each other Charlies. I'm reading the chat. In-game. Oh, Charlie Kirk. Okay, all right. I don't know what you guys are doing. I ran out of the thing. You explained it? When did you explain it? I don't know. All right. I always forget how these stupid things, is the face away from you, or is it face towards you when you place it? I think it's away. Is it away? Yes. Yes. That was total luck. Well, stop it. All right, which direction? Face away from me. Once again, total luck. This potion brewer is by a YouTuber content creator named Rex Stone. So I did not design the potion brewer, and that's what I'm putting together right here. Is an automatic potion brewer. Hello, Asumi. Thank you for joining the chat. Oh, I need pink wool. I'm almost out of pink wool. That's awesome. Nothing like the feeling of placing your last block. That was insane that I didn't kill myself just then. Where's my way up? There it is. Alright. Obsidian. This is where the nether portal is, obviously. Alright, we're just gonna easy place that. What are you guys saying? Let's force it up. Alright, I have no idea what's going on in the chat. Just gonna ignore you guys. Trying to have a family-friendly chill stream here. There's nothing family-friendly about Charlie Kirk. Oh, I'm totally gonna get canceled. That's it for me. It's nice knowing you guys. All right. This is my little piglin distribution center right here. So that's why all the wool is there. Did I run out of glass now? Oh my god, I'm just running out of blocks left and right here. And this wool is the same reason as that pink wool below. It's to stop the sound of anyone taking damage. And try to like limit the sound as much as possible because the game is very reliant. Sorry, that was like two incomplete sentences. The game is very reliant on calibrated skulk sensors for both damage and deaths of mobs and players. So I need to be able to control where that sound travels. That's the reason I have all the wool like in these plates here and here. I need to grab a sign. All right. I need more glass and more... and the obsidian, rather. More glass and obsidian. Probably up over there, though. Thank you for sleeping, whoever slept. I still, for the life of me, cannot remember what the orange line is for. Each one of these wool lines signifies a certain circuit. And I think the orange is a last. Oh my god. Get up on... What the heck is going on? Okay, you guys are seeing this, right? I'm like endlessly flying. I found a glitch. Oh, that was awesome. There. I got to where I needed to be. Holy moly. That was insane. I mean, I activated 2 rockets, like one after another, which I guess I shouldn't have, but I was just flying around like uncontrollably. Did I? Oh yeah, that's where I ran out of the pink. Wait, I do have... I seriously, I did have infinite rockets for a second there, but please just ban me. Kick me off. The guy with the rocket shop has infinite rockets, yep. Suspicious, man, suspicious. Yeah, I do have pink. Why wasn't it placing? What the heck? I don't know what that was all about. Alright. Glass is what I do need more of, though. Oh, did I find it? Did I actually find a glitch? Something happened. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Alright, now we're looking for obsidian. Nope, blackstone. That's it. Boom. Boom. Alright. Let's place this little section of the nether portal. And there's the glass. Okay. This is another worrisome thing because I have to place quite a bit of water. I think I'm going to wait until this entire little section is built before I place that water because that makes me very nervous. This one should be safe though. I think that's the end of, yeah, I have to place this water because I'm going to cap it. I'm going to put something on top of that. All right. What else am I missing? I'm missing a sign and a button. And 2 buckets of water once again. Oh, and 1 little piece of redstone dust. There we go. All right, I think that about does that. That was a graceful fall. Okay. Let's grab a couple buckets of water. Place those where they need to be. You only get 1 sound. That's it. 1 sound for the bucket. Alright. Everything is safe, right? Let me turn off the light mag. Okay. I sweat every single time I place place water. Alright, that's good. We're good there. This one actually needs a sign. Did I already place that sign? Or do I not? Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, right there. And I did not place that sign. Right? Yeah, I need a sign there, and I need a sign over there. 2 different colors, of course. Because I'm an idiot when I was designing it. Oh, whoops. Let me place this other bucket of water. There we go. All right. Let's grab those signs. I think I had them right over here. Need a warp sign and an oak sign. There's my warp sign. How much rooted dirt do you need, Sam? If you're still listening, I don't know if you're listening. Because I have some. I must just get, oh, there's the buttons. Where is my oak sign? A decent amount? Okay, let me go check my base really quick. There's my oak sign. Let me place these signs and I'll just jet over to my base really fast because I think I do have a decent amount. Alright. Where'd it go? This is an oak sign, right? Oops. Yeah, that's an oak sign. Okay, so this should be safe to place the water in. Alright, let me grab 1 bucket of water. I think that's safe. Everything should be placed correctly. I want to wax that sign too. I'm a stickler for the lag stuff. Where did I put it? Here. water. And do I have room? No, I do not. Let's just wax it first and then grab a bucket of water. All right, bucket of water. All right, here we go. Yes, okay. That is to move all the piggies down to their demise. Or your demise, I don't know. Depends on how good you are. Alright, I need to start putting some stuff away. Let me just pause my recording of flashback, fly over to my base, and just show you, Sam, how much I have. I found a azalea tree and kind of went nuts on it. So I have quite a bit, I think. But I do use it, obviously, for my own terraforming. Alright, right over here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 stacks, essentially. So if you need any, let me know. Obviously my inventory is plumb full right now, so I probably can't grab them for you right now, but just to let you know. I'm willing to part with maybe I don't know, 3 or 4 stacks. Back to the gaming district we go. Alright. Unpause recording before I forget. I think that's this layer. I think. 2 stacks, okay. Drop off some diamonds at your mailbox. Okay, yeah, I'll drop them off at your mailbox. Probably right at the end of this stream. Alright, which is 10 minutes away, so. What are we doing? I think that's good for this layer. Let's crank up the next layer. Whoa. Dude. That's a piglin in a boat. That's the one that you smack at the beginning. Alright, this is gonna be a brutal layer. Alright, let's just start. See where we're at. I have red? I have red. Okay, let's just do easy mode. Alright, this is the one that I learned one of the calibrated skulk sensors that I'm going to learn my lesson on. I'm not going to place water on top of it, I'm going to place it in water after I place the water. Because if you do it the other way, it's disastrous. Alright. That should hold all that water in. And that caps that off, so we're good there. Well, don't place it that way then, fool. Alright. Vortex. Alright, and a dispenser, okay. Another water thing. This is gonna be even the worst water thing. I think I'm gonna have to do a temporary block. Or I'll just use easy place to place those trapdoors. Just gotta be really careful with this one. Because that's gonna be disaster if it spills. Alright. Was that dropper? So I need a dropper and a dispenser. Every time. Every time. And pistons. Probably sticky. No. Oh yeah, regular pistons, because this is it's an etho hopper clock, by the way. If you use regular pistons, then you can have the system basically reset in between each pulse. If you use sticky pistons, then it'll cycle, it'll loop. So little pro tip there. I don't know if I explained that very eloquently, but essentially if you want it to run one time, a one shot, then use regular pistons. If you want it to run in a loop, use sticky pistons. What was it? Delay one? Oh, okay, that's the right. Okay, cool. That sounds good to me. All right, this is the calibrated skulk sensor that senses this guy getting punched. This guy's having quite a day right now. Some sort of seizure or something. All right, so that's going to be the last thing I place because this activates the entire game. That's how you start the game, is you punch a pig. Very fitting. Well, that's the only way the pigs will be angry at you. You gotta hit one. Is this just a... yeah, it's just a block. Okay. Thank you for all the Dark Prismarine from your shop, by the way, Sam. Sam is on Rex is in chat right now, and that's where I've acquired all the Dark Prismarine. And the wool from Rubik's created this super laggy, but super big wool farm. Didn't I just fall through that? And that's where I got all the wool. I mean, it's just insanely huge. But anytime I like enter the vicinity of it, it lags out my game. I can get like 15 frames per second. It's wild. All right. I need to get over there and place those copper blocks and then grab a dropper, dispenser, pistons, a redstone block, and a target block. And dark prismarine. And a copper ball. I am not going to remember all that, but let me place this copper first. Boom! Nailed it. All right. No, I didn't need any more. I got exactly what I needed. Sam, thank you. As far as the dark prismarine, I got exactly what I wanted. All right. And I appreciate you having it in stock in the first place, because I would really have no easy way to access it except for going to the ocean monument that I raided a few streams ago. And who wants to do that? Who wants to mine blocks when you can just go shopping for them? This server spoils me with that, man. Oh. I'm having so much trouble with this. It's like amateur hour with flying. Alright, got it. Cool, and boom, and okay, now I need to put some stuff back because I have way too much stuff in my inventory. Whoa, only 40 redstone dust left in this entire build. Guys, this build, here, let me show you. This build at the start had 17 stacks of redstone dust. 17 stacks plus 2 of redstone dust, and I'm down to 40. That's an accomplishment in itself. I'm super proud of that. Okay, let's see. Let's put the buttons back. I probably won't need those. And then dispenser and a dropper. Let's put the brewing stand back because I know when I'm going to need that. It's going to be in the top. And target block I'm going to need. What can I put back? Maybe the obsidian. All right, let's just do it for right now. And then, oh, I need a copper bulb too. Let's put this back so I know exactly where everything's at, just in the redstone box. All right. Let's finish this. I think it's placed this way. Yes. All right, and the pistons here. Do I not have one of the pistons? Or is this a sticky? Yeah, so sorry. One shot has one side as a sticky piston and the other side is a regular piston. But if both are sticky pistons, then you have a loop. So I stated that incorrectly at first. I think that's gonna be my last, no. All right, let me just grab one piston because that's all I'm, maybe not actually. Maybe not, now that I think about it. I think I do need a couple pistons up there. All right, let's place that. All right, good. Yes, I agree, Sam. Having a proper shopping district does make big builds way easier, for sure. It'd be downright impossible. Or just, you know, insanely time-consuming like they are in my solo player survival world. It's just a month-long project as opposed to a couple weeks. All right, where am I? Dark prismarine is the only block. Well, that and a lectern. Okay, let's place a lectern. I can't cap that thing off though. I'm thinking about the placement of that calibrated skulk sensor. That's going to be a really big or really difficult thing to place after the fact because I kind of wrap the whole thing in wool. So I'm going to have to place it with the calibrated or with the lectern. All right, I'm going to have to figure that out. No big deal. Future Randy problem. Alright, let's at least do this. Alright. Then I need a book. I thought I already grabbed a book because I grabbed two of them. Because I have two calibrated skulk sensor, one to detect death and one to detect damage. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. What is this? Dispenser. I need to place it this way. Boom. Alright, I think that does that, so now I can do those trapdoors. And then the water. Dark prismarine, so I need dark prismarine and oak trapdoors. I think just one of those. And two of those. Alright, we're gonna use easy place for these trapdoors because I need to make sure that these things are placed correctly. Nope. Easy place does not work. And now it's that. Okay, how do I do this? Is it here? No. Where do I place this stupid thing? This one is, okay, so if I just do this, this one is obvious. This one is right here, yeah. Is it here? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, and that's gonna be waterlogged, so I just need to put water behind. All right, I'm gonna put water in there. And I'm gonna hope and pray. We're halfway there. Whoa, whoa, living on a prayer. Just hopefully this doesn't spill everywhere. I really hate water. Oh my God, I really hate waterlogging things. Always nervous that I'm gonna place it incorrectly. Okay, if I just place it against the dispenser, that should be fine. Yes. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. All right. Good, good, good. That is the last action of the stream. That's as much as my heart can take. Okay, put that away. And yeah, so it's 40 minutes past the hour. That is the stream for me. Thank you so much for those who stuck around and commented in the chat and you know, enjoyed and what have you. And if you're watching the VOD later, thank you as well. So, without further ado, you have a good night. I will. Bye.